Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good day. It's been awesome to be able to walk to class today and be comfortable. I'm actually wearing jeans. It's kind of, I don't want to say chilly. It's 70 degrees and it's perfect weather. It's football weather, by the way. Go Horse. If you're not a Colts fan, then we can't be friends. But no, I'm just kidding. But um, it's just been awesome to enjoy God's creation and just being able to just be comfortable outside. And it was an awesome day up here, low 70s, not a cloud in the sky, and just seeing people just enjoy spending time in God's creation, whether they are a believer or not. It's just really cool to see them enjoy that and know, to personally know the one who made all of that. But looking forward to Wednesday night. We're heading into the last week of the Lift High series, and so far we've covered what do we worship, how do we worship, and now I want to end it with why do we worship. And leading up to Wednesday night, I thought it'd be cool to have a night of worship, but schedules didn't work out for that to happen, so unfortunately the students and you guys are going to have to listen to me teach again. But I'm really excited about what I'm going to teach on, why we worship. And we worship because of what Jesus did on the cross. We worship that He took our place and was brutally tortured on the cross and experienced God's wrath so that we didn't have to. That's why we worship. I want to tell that story through the story of Hosea and Gomer. Hosea was a prophet of Israel, and God spoke to him and told him to marry a prostitute and to have children with that prostitute and to have a family, start the family and just start their lives together. And Gomer, the prostitute Hosea marries, runs away, goes back into a life of prostitution, and Hosea has to go and buy her back. And he had to actually pay. It says he in Hosea 3:2, it says, "I bought her back for 15 pieces of silver and 5 bushels of barley and a measure of wine." Right? So Hosea had to buy back something that was already his. And that's what God had to do with us. He made us, and His purpose was for us to live this awesome life in the garden, and we kind of ruined that, so He had to come back and purchase what was already His. And that's the power of the gospel, that God went to that measure. I want my children back. That's what God said. I want my children back, and there was actually a price to pay for it. You couldn't get it back for free, so He sent His Son to die for us so that we could live in relation with God again. But this is just an awesome story, and it's been really impactful in my life and my walk with Christ, and I just want to share it to the students and to you guys, and try to just convey the power of the fact that Hosea had to buy back something that was already his. And it's really interesting. After he buys Gomer back in chapter 3, this is where I'm going to spend a lot of time on Wednesday night, is just in chapter 3. It's just a five verse chapter, real short. But in verses 4 and 5 it says, "This shows that Israel will go a long time without a king or a prince, and without sacrifices, sacred pillars, priests, or even idols. But afterward the people will return and devote themselves to the Lord their God and to David's descendant, their king. In the last days they will tremble in awe of the Lord and His goodness." Right? During this time, people would fear God because He could kill them. If their sin was that great, He would kill them. Moses was up on the mountain getting the 10 Commandments, and after he came down, his people made an idol, and God told him to give some of the priests, the guys that he trusts, swords, and to go kill the people for what they did. That's the fear. They knew God in fear, but Hosea goes to prophesy that there's going to be a time later on when people are going to be in awe of the Lord, and they're going to fear His goodness. And that's just incredible. That's an incredible message that the gospel offers us, that we don't have to fear God for Him to kill us, but we can fear Him and His goodness, that He is so good and so loving that we can't even comprehend that. And that's just the message I want to convey to the students to wrap up this Lift High series. just a series of worship. Why we worship? We worship because of Jesus and what He did on the cross. So, just scripture references for you guys. Hosea chapter 3. It's really short, and it pretty much tells the whole story. Afterward, he goes and starts prophesying to the people of Israel. But in this chapter, it just shows what he had to do to get back his wife and what was already his. So, I love you guys. I can't wait to see you guys Wednesday. Have a great night and go Horse.